guest of honor, we have 3 MOU to be signed. And the first MOU is between European Investment Bank, deal on a credit line to local partner banks for onward lending to Tanzania private sector. We have 4 key persons to speak in detail. His Excellency, guest of honor, allow me to invite Thomas Ostros, Vice President, European Investment Bank, for a few words. You are welcome. Thank you. Yeah, this side, please. Okay. Yeah.
Thank you so much, President, Ministers, Excellencies. Good afternoon, banking colleagues and ladies and gentlemen. As Vice President of the European Investment Bank, it is a true pleasure to join 3 friends, the chief executives of 3 leading Tanzanian banks, with EIB shares commitment to increase access to finance, strengthen support for companies led by women, and unlock investment in the blue economy. The European Investment Bank is the world's largest international public bank and is owned directly by the 27 European Union member states. And the EIB has supported private sector investment across Africa for nearly 60 years. Since the start of the COVID pandemic, the EIB has provided more than 6 billion euros of investment for African companies impacted by the pandemic, and more recently by trade shocks triggered by Russia's aggressive invasion of Ukraine. Supporting entrepreneurs and businesses to enable job creation, expansion into new markets, and long-term growth requires a solid understanding of investment challenges and being able to seize investment opportunities. That is why my colleagues and I are truly grateful for the excellent cooperation and professionalism shown by CRDB, NMB and KCB Tanzania during the preparation of this new initiative. I'm pleased to confirm that the European Investment Bank, under our branch EIB Global, has agreed a total of 270 million euros of new credit lines with CRDB, NMB and KCB. This will support more than 540 million euros of new business investment across Tanzania in the coming months and years. The new business financing will be provided in Tanzanian shillings, euros and US dollars, and businesses will be able to contact our Tanzanian banking partners already as of today. I can confirm that this new business financing engagement here in Tanzania is a model for the rest of Africa. The new initiative includes the largest ever EIB support for the blue economy financing, and one of our largest ever dedicated initiatives to improve access to finance by companies led by women. We expect that this initiative will support 100 million euros of new investment by blue economy companies, including fishing, tourism, and marine transport. And the new initiative will also unlock more than 170 million euros of new investment by businesses led and managed by women. Allow me to thank the European Union through the European Commission for supporting this initiative, and also for the innovative blending financing it provides, which will strengthen the social and development impact of the new business financing and enable more first-time borrowers to benefit. This morning I was privileged to join CRDB colleagues to visit Tanzanian entrepreneurs here in Dar es Salaam and see at first hand how our new investment is creating highly skilled jobs and allowing companies to increase turnover and expand into new markets. Finally, let me please allow me to thank all those whose hard work in recent months even in recent days, to finalize legal agreements, and including the teams here in Dar es Salaam, at EIB headquarters in Luxembourg, at our new EIB Global Regional Hub in Nairobi, as well as our European Commission in Brussels. You have all worked hard to deliver this business financing that will help to transform private sector growth across Tanzania. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Your Excellency, guest of honor, allow me to invite the next speaker, Mr. Ant Konen, Director of Sustainable Finance, European Commission, for a few words.
Your Excellency the President, honorable ministers, ladies and gentlemen, it is my great pleasure and honor to witness, on behalf of the European Union, the agreement with the European Investment Bank on the Tanzania Gender and Blue Economy Global Authorization for 350 million, of which 270 million are signed today. I am particularly pleased that we collaborate again with the EIB in Tanzania, marking the resuming of activities in this country after some 5 years. I believe that this package is both timely and important, as it will contribute to boost gender equality and providing financing to SMEs. By focusing on private sector development, we expect to generate employment, economic diversity, and consequently more sustainable economic growth. This new credit line builds on our existing experience and relationship in Tanzania. It directly contributes to Blue Economy Team Europe initiative with investments planned in both mainland and Zanzibar. Thank you very much.
Your Excellency, guest of honor, on Tanzania side, allow me to invite Mr. Abdul Majid Nsekela, a Managing Director from CRDB.
Your Excellency, President of Zanzibar, Dr. Hussein Ali Mwinyi, Honorable Dr. Ashatu Kijaji, Minister of Investment, Industry and Trade, Honorable Mudrika Solaga, Minister of State, President Office, responsible for investment, Ambassador Manfredo Fanti, Head of European Union Delegations in Tanzania and the East African Community, Thomas Ostros, Vice President of EIB, Honorable Said Shaban, Minister of Trade, Industry and Industry Development, European delegates, ministers, members of the conference, good afternoon. Your Excellency, allow me first to thank Mr. Thomas Ostros, the Vice President of EIB, for making this particular day possible. And we do appreciate and thank you very much on behalf of my other colleagues for being able to approve the 270 million euro for 3 banks in Tanzania. EIB has been a partner for CRDB for many years, since 2014, but today we'll be signing the bigger ticket ever since we started the relationship. Your Excellency, speaking on CRDB perspective and on the signing ceremony today, out of 270 million, CRDB will benefit by 150 million euro. And the good news to us, not to CRDB, but to the Tanzania community, the facility has been packaged in 3 categories. 1, It supports SME and micro, both mainland and highlands, with a total value of 105 million euro. Number two, it supports the most important segment, the blue economy, of 27 million euro. And number three, it supports gender, which is around 18 million euro. In total, becomes 150 million euro. And this particular support comes at the right time. Yesterday, there was a speech from Vice President speaking about the country directions. And we have seen the progress which has been made by finance sector, looking back on the private sector credit needs and the growth at this moment. We need kind of this support to continue sustainability, providing the support to the community. But the most important of this particular facility, it comes with capacity building, which is very important for this group, because gender is a special group and they need to be supported. But we, CRDB, we have been supporting most of this particular segment using our own funding. And basically, most of the liquidity in the market is short-term, but this facility is long-term. And that means will enable us to give flexible terms to our customers. What we can plea at CRDB to you, Your Excellency, we are going to work very closely with all responsible ministries, our authorities, to create value additions so we're able to create impact to this segment. On behalf of CRDB board, management, and our customers, we thank EIB for taking that decisions, and we look forward for signing ceremony. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Your Excellency, guest of honor. Next speaker is Mr. Cosmas Kimario, Managing Director and CEO, KCB. You are welcome for 2 minutes.
Your Excellency, President of Zanzibar, Your Excellency, ambassadors, ministers, and the EU delegation, all protocol observed. First, I would like to start by thanking the government of Tanzania, specifically for allowing this to happen. I would like to say that a couple of years back, almost like 5 years, 6 years back, we could not participate into this type of arrangement because of some issues which were within the arrangement with the EU, which we could not fulfill. Second, I would like to thank the European Investment Bank and the EU in general for being able to come and work with us up to this point where we are at the point of signing. This facility, as my colleague has just said, are very important for our economy. We are talking of facilities which are over 5 years going to 12 years. This type of facilities are not readily available in our markets. Most of our facilities will range between 1 to 3 years max, and most of them 1 year. So those ones would not allow us to lend and grow these sectors as we would have liked to do. So this facility is going to bridge that gap by making us able to borrow money for over 5 years up to 12 years. But again, this facility is built in a manner that it provides a grace period. When I talk about grace period, is that the borrowers we are going to support, they are going to have a 2-year grace period before they start repaying the facilities. And this category of borrowers we are going to on lend, as my colleague Majid said, is actually gender-sensitive sector, and these are our women. So as KCB, we are very pleased and happy to be part of this. We are going to we have already built a mechanism where we are going to be able to deliver these loans up to the grassroots levels. And this is going to be done through our digital channels, which we are already building in place across the region. So as KCB, I must say we are pleased and we are very happy that we are part of this. And I was joking with my European EIB colleagues just a few minutes ago, and I said, maybe we should make this more longer than even 12 years. Let's make it 40 years with the grace of 10 years, so that we can now be able to create the rightful impact to our people, to our mothers who are struggling to get financing so that they can make ends meet, and then formalize the informal sector so that we can see our economy grow as it was presented yesterday by our Vice President. Again, His Excellency, thank you very much for listening to me. And again, I look forward for the signing ceremony. Thank you.
Your Excellency, guest of honor, after a clear explanation of the deal, allow me to invite the following to proceed to the signing table. The first, allow me to invite Mr. Thomas Ostros, Vice President, European Investment Bank, to proceed to signing table, and will be seated on the right-hand side. Mr. Ant Cohen, Director for Sustainable Finance, European Commission. On Tanzanian side, allow me to invite Mr. Abdulmajid Nsekela, Managing Director, CRDB. Mr. Aziz Chacha from NMB. Mr. Cosmas Kimario, Managing Director and the Chief Executive Officer from KCB.
Na mtazamaji wa TBC1 unaendelea kutazama matangazo mbashara kutoka ukumbi wa kimataifa wa mikutano wa Mwalimu Julius Nyerere, ambapo hapa ni kongamano la wafanyabiashara na wawekezaji kutoka Umoja wa Ulaya na wa Tanzania. Miongoni mwa matunda ambayo tunaanza kuyaona ya kongamano hili sasa ni kusainiwa kwa mikataba hiyo ya makubaliano kati ya benki ya uwekezaji ya Ulaya, European Investment Bank EIB, na benki za Tanzania ambazo zitapewa mkopo, na mkopo huo utatolewa sasa kwa wafanyabiashara wa Tanzania. Na kama ambavyo tumemsikia vizuri, makamu wa rais wa benki hii ya EIB ameeleza kwamba mkopo huo ambao utatolewa kwa benki za Kitanzania ambapo ni CRDB, NMB pamoja na KCB ya hapa Tanzania ni kwa ajili ya kutoa mikopo kwa wajasiriamali wadogo, wajasiriamali wadogo, lakini wajasiriamali pia wakati. Na miongoni mwa jambo ambalo litaangaliwa kwenye mikopo hiyo ambayo itatolewa kwa hao wajasiriamali, pia litaangaliwa swala zima la jinsia, na tunaona wakina mama wanapewa kipaumbele, wanawake wajasiriamali watapewa kipaumbele katika mikopo hii ambayo itatolewa na benki hizi tatu za Kitanzania, kutoka benki hii ya European Investment Bank EIB. Na kama ambavyo tumewasikia wakurugenzi watendaji wa benki ya CRDB pamoja na KCB wamesema kwamba mkopo huu utakuwa na faida. Kwanza kwa sababu urejeshaji wake hauna masharti sana. Watakaa miaka mitatu kama grace period kwa wao kuanza kurejesha. Kwa hiyo ina maana kwamba hata ukopeshaji kwa wajasiriamali wadogo wanasema kwamba utakuwa ni rahisi. Kwa hiyo wakina mama, ikiwa kama ni kipaumbele, fursa kwa ajili ya mkopo kutoka benki hizi tatu, ambapo mkopo huo sasa unatolewa na benki ya uwekezaji ya Ulaya European Investment Bank unakuja. Na mtazamaji, hii ni swala la kihistoria pia kwa sababu EIB ilikuwa haipo nchini kwa takriban miaka 7 sasa. Kwa hiyo sasa hivi ndio wamerejea na tunaona kwamba makubaliano kama haya wanasainiana na ni jambo ambalo ni laheri hapa nchini kwetu. Na katika mikopo hiyo ambayo itatolewa tunazungumzia zaidi ya euro milioni 500. Kwa hiyo ni fedha nyingi ambazo zitatoka kwa ajili sasa ya wale wafanyabiashara na wajasiriamali wadogo kufaidika. Lakini jambo lingine, sekta itakayoangaziwa ni sekta ya blue economy. Blue economy itaangaziwa na mikopo mingine itatolewa kwa ajili ya uwekezaji kwenye sekta hiyo. Lakini pia upande mwingine ambao utaangaziwa kwenye mkopo huo ni pamoja na ujuzi, ya kutoa ujuzi mbalimbali kwa wajasiriamali pamoja na wafanyabiashara ambao watapata mkopo huu ambao utatolewa. Ndio habari njema hiyo ambayo mtazamaji wa TBC1 tunatoka nayo kutoka katika kongamano hili la kimataifa kati ya wafanyabiashara wa Umoja wa Ulaya na wafanyabiashara wa Tanzania.
Is FMO with pro-couple deal on loan to local partner bank for onward lending to Tanzania private sector. Your Excellency, guest of honor, allow me to invite Ambassador Waiba Dibol, Dutch Ambassador to Tanzania, for few words. You are welcome.
Mr. President, Excellencies, Ministers, protocol observed. Habari. It's a great day. We are very happy with this groundbreaking initiative of our Netherlands majority state-owned development bank, FMO, Proparco and NMB. And we are especially happy for the hard-working micro, small and medium entrepreneurs that will benefit from this loan. $125 million will change the lives of thousands of micro, small entrepreneurs, mostly women, youth and farmers. What is so special about this facility? If you talk with those small entrepreneurs, their biggest worry is always how to get collateral for the loans they need to expand or to start their businesses. Sometimes collateral up to 160%, which makes it hardly impossible for a lot of people. This facility, this new facility, helps the women, youth and farmers that have excellent business initiatives but struggle with the collateral. So this is an enormous step forwards. Last October, we organized the visit of our Queen Maxima to Tanzania in her function as Special Representative of the Secretary General of the United Nations on financial inclusion. She talked with all the stakeholders and the top decision makers in the country. Tanzania is making a lot of progress on financial inclusion and giving the small entrepreneurs the possibilities to expand and modernize and change their lives. Today, with this financing operation, we take a new giant step forwards. a brighter future for the small entrepreneurs, especially the women, youth, and farmers. Thank you very much.
Your Excellency, guest of honor, next speaker is Mr. Axel Guillon, First Consul of French Embassy in Dar es Salaam. You're welcome.
Honorable guest of honor, Dr. Hussein Ali Mouini, Your Excellencies, Ministers and Ambassador, dear Mr. Aziz Shasha, Treasurer of NMB Bank, distinguished guest, habari za asubuhi. It is my great honor to speak here today on behalf of Proparco, the French development bank dedicated to supporting the private sector and a subsidiary of the French Development Agency. This facility, provided by FMO and Proparco to NMB, is first of all a sign of the confidence that both development finance institutions have with the leading financial institutions in Tanzania. I would like also to insist that this facility is co-financed under what is called the Friendship Facility, and is therefore an excellent example of the capacity of development finance institutions such as FMO and Proparco, to collaborate and streamline the processes and financial products for the benefit of the client. On behalf of the French Embassy, I extend our appreciation to Proparco, FMO, and NMB for the continued partnership. This facility will contribute in reinforcing the presence of Proparco in Tanzania. To support the private sector and its role in the development of the economy, Proparco identifies and works with local partners in the key sectors of the economy through direct financing or intermediated financing via financial institutions and investment funds. In 2022, Proparco signed a similar agreement with CRDB Bank. It was a credit line of 50 million euros aimed at facilitating access to loans to women and youth entrepreneurs. Now, let me zoom out and give some perspective on which purposes these credit lines serve. The first one is feminist diplomacy. It has become a key axis of French diplomacy, and in the financial sector, it translates into working with local institutions to support women entrepreneurs. In the banking sector, it is a smart target because women have a lower default rate. The other purpose is food security in Africa. As you all know, because of the Russian aggression war against Ukraine, it has become a key issue. And France, alongside international financial institutions, is working to alleviate the impact of this unfortunate situation. Our idea is to increase local production. This is why 30% of the French contribution to this credit line is specifically earmarked to agricultural entrepreneurs. So, if you are a woman entrepreneur in agriculture, well, I strongly encourage you to knock at the door of NMB. As a conclusion, let me confirm the ambition of France through AFD and Proparco to continue to seek partnerships with the private sector on key themes such as SME financing, promoting gender equality, ensuring food security, and tackling the climate change crisis. Thank you very much. Asanteni sana.
Asante sana. Your Excellency, guest of honor, allow me to call the following key person to proceed to the signing table. Mr. Manix Mansford, FMO, Dutch Development Bank, Head of Financial Institution. Ms. Celine Robert, Country Director of Agence Française de Développement, AFD. And Mr. Aziz Chacha from NMB. The signing will be witnessed by the following. One is Ambassador Walba Dibo, Dutch Ambassador to Tanzania. Please proceed to signing table to witness the signing. Second is Ambassador Caroline Chipeta, our Ambassador of Tanzania to Netherlands. Next is Ambassador Samuel Shelukindo, our Ambassador to France. Yeah. And French ambassador to Tanzania. Yeah.
Na mtazamaji wa TBC1 leo tunashuhudia kusaidiwa kwa mambo ya fedha. Hapo awali tulishuhudia EIB, European Investment Bank, wakisaini makubaliano ya kutoa mkopo kwa benki 3 za hapa nchini ambayo ni CRDB, KCB pamoja na NMB. Sasa tunashuhudia tena FMO. Hii ni Dutch Entrepreneur Development Bank, ni benki kutoka Uholanzi ambapo ni benki kubwa duniani. Hii benki FMO ipo zaidi ya nchi 85 duniani. Sasa wao wanatoa mkopo kwa taasisi ya fedha ya Proparco. Proparco hii ni tawi ambalo liko chini ya shirika la maendeleo la Ufaransa AFD Group. Kwa hiyo wao sasa watapewa mkopo na FMO, na FMO huo mkopo na wao sasa Proparco watatoa huo mkopo kwa benki ya Kitanzania ya NMB. Na NMB wakishapokea huo mkopo ndio sasa kazi yake kubwa ni kwa ajili ya kutoa mikopo kwa wajasiriamali ambao wao wamesema kabisa ni kwa ajili ya wanawake pamoja na vijana. Kwa hiyo mkopo huo unatarajiwa kwamba utakuja kusaidia uwekezaji pamoja na biashara za wanawake pamoja na vijana. Na jukumu hilo sasa kutoka FMO kupeleka kwa Proparco, taasisi ya Proparco kwa Tanzania, hela watapewa NMB. NMB ikiwa ni benki kubwa hapa nchini Tanzania na ndio benki ambayo imetengeneza historia kwa kutengeneza faida kubwa kwa mwaka. NMB wametengeneza zaidi ya bilioni 400 ambapo haijawahi kufikiwa kwa benki za hapa nchini. Kwa hiyo kwa vijana pamoja na wanawake kuna mkopo mwingine huo ambao umetokana na kongamano hili la kimataifa la uwekezaji kati ya Umoja wa Ulaya na Tanzania.
The last MOU is MFO, deal on new investment to local partner bank for credits to gender and the youth in Tanzania. Allow me to invite the following. One is MFO, Manix Monsford, Director of Financial Institution, for a few words.
Your Excellency, Mr. President, honorable guests, I feel very privileged to be here today because we're for the first time signing our portfolio guarantee product with a Tanzanian client. And this client is our long-standing client, NMB Bank. A portfolio guarantee is different from a loan in that it really zooms in on guaranteeing credit risks on the underlying portfolio of borrowers. So it's therefore extremely suitable to make loans available to the more vulnerable parts or the less tested parts of the Tanzanian economy, both in terms of the type of borrowers as well as in the products that can be provided under such guarantee. And this guarantee we've been able to provide also with the support of the European Union, where under the European Fund for Sustainable Development, specific funding has been made available for more progressive programs to deal with areas where there are market constraints into bringing the supply of finance and the demand for finance together. So it's, with the specific support of, the DG INPA, the anti-corona is here also as they have been the architects of the whole program of EFSD, and now also for EFSD Plus, which will allow us to come with even more progressive structures to see where we can shrink the missing middle financing as much as possible. This is a loan, or this is a guarantee for $11 million, which if it will go, as Mr. Aziz has confirmed to us last night, to small loan sizes for small entrepreneurs, will benefit thousands of entrepreneurs across Tanzania. So we're very happy to, in this way, introduce a new product for us to the Tanzanian the market with our most trusted partner, NMB Bank. Thank you very much.
Your Excellency, guest of honor, on Tanzania side, allow me to invite Mr. Chacha Aziz, Director of Treasury, NMB Bank.
Your Excellency, the President of Zanzibar, Dr. Ali Hassan Mwinyi, Cabinet Ministers present, Excellency Ambassadors, ladies and gentlemen, in the interest of time, protocols, all protocols observed. Your Excellency, you'll notice the 3 contracts being signed today between NMB and the DFIs. The first, as we saw, NMB EIB, that was an €100 million facility that is meant to spur growth in the gender space and as well as the blue economy. It just goes to say that these facilities, Your Excellency, allows us to expand access to sustainable and inclusive finance. You'll also note, Your Excellency, yesterday when the Vice President was here, he talked about credit to the private sector having grown by 22% last year just alone. We did 29% from NMB. Now, how do we sustain that growth? I think part of why we're here is to say the government of Tanzania, the government of Zanzibar, through sound economic policies, are making Tanzania quite attractive. It's the reason these entities, our friends, EIB, FMO, Promaco, have the confidence in the market through which now they trust banks like NMB, CRDB, KCB, and the like. So we really would like to thank the government of Tanzania for this environment that allows us to actually tap international markets for financing, because we need to blend our ability to generate domestic funding, which we do quite well, but now being able to attract international capital to accelerate our growth ambitions in line with what the government's objectives are. So special thanks to EIB, special thanks to FMO, our dear friends, Propaco. It's been a good relationship. We know for 5-6 years, especially in that front, the relationships were a bit cold, but we look forward to doing a lot more. There's more for us to do, as a country. There's more for us to do together Tanzania, and the EU in partnership. Tunashukuru sana, thank you so much, and we look to doing a lot more together. Asanteni.
Your Excellency, guest of honor, after a clear explanation of the deal, allow me to invite FMO Manix Monford to proceed to signing table. And on Tanzania side, Mr. Chacha, Director of Treasury, NMB Bank, to proceed to signing table. The signing deal will be witnessed by Ant Cohen, Director of Sustainable Finance, European Commission, and Ambassador Justus Nyamanga, Tanzania Ambassador to EU.
Na mtazamaji wa TBC1, huo ni mkataba wa makubaliano wa mwisho kwenye ratiba ya leo. Na kama awali tulivyoshuhudia mikataba mingine miwili, ni masuala mazima ya umwagaji fedha kwenye taasisi za kifedha hapa nchini bank. Na ni hawa Dutch Entrepreneur Development Bank FMO ambao sasa kwa sasa wanatoa mkopo moja kwa moja kwa benki ya NMB Tanzania kwa ajili ya kusaidia sekta binafsi, hasa kwa wale wajasiriamali wadogo. Kwa ina maana FMO wametoa mkopo wa dola za Marekani milioni 11 kwa ajili ya kuja kuwakopesha wajasiriamali kuendeleza biashara zao. Sasa safari hii kwenye tofauti na ule mkopo wa awali, mkopo huu umetoka moja kwa moja FMO, unaenda moja kwa moja NMB. Tofauti na ule wa awali ambao ulitoka FMO ukapita kwenye taasisi ya Propaco ambao wako chini ya shirika la maendeleo la Ufaransa AFD Group, ambapo sasa kidogo taratibu hapo katikati, lakini huu unaenda moja kwa moja kutoka FMO kwenda kwa NMB Bank. Na hii ni kwa ajili ya wajasiriamali wa sekta binafsi, wale ambao wanachipukia na wale ambao tayari wapo, lakini pia ni kwa ajili ya wanawake, lakini pia ni kwa ajili ya vijana. Na tunaona NMB wamefaidika zaidi kwa kupata mikopo yote miwili, ikiwa na maana kwamba kwa ajili ya kufikia makundi hayo.
To invite Ambassador Manfredo Fant, Ambassador for European Union to United Republic of Tanzania and the East African Community, for special remarks. You are welcome.
Your Excellency, the President of Zanzibar and Chairman of the Revolutionary Council, Ministers, members of the Tanzanian government, colleagues from the European Union, ambassadors, ladies and gentlemen. It's a real pleasure to be here today after witnessing these ceremonies of signature, which mark somehow also the success of this business forum. I would like to mention a few numbers. We had 700 registered persons for a physical presence to the forum. We had 1,300 connections to the online channel in one day. And we have witnessed between yesterday and today signature for deals for around 1 billion euro. I think this is a very remarkable result for this event. Now it is time to invest. It is time to seriously consider working in this country for a number of reasons. Number one, there is a strong political drive by the government to welcome investment and to work on an enabling environment. Secondly, it is evident that in this country there are many opportunities to seize and which are there for people who wish to undertake. Tanzania, as we all know, is a very important logistical hub, serving various landlocked countries of the region and being part of the East African community. And on our side, from the European Union, we have a new strategy, the Global Gateway, that is a strategy which is supporting investment, bringing guarantees, financial support, but also and above all, bringing quality, European qualitative investments. There is another important point, and we have seen that again between yesterday and today, the return of the European Investment Bank to Tanzania. I think this is a very meaningful signal of the credibility of the environment and of the trust that we put in the country. A few takeaways from the discussion these days. Well, one of the points that came very clear during the discussion is the importance of skills development. And this is clearly an area in which the public and private sector can work together in order to develop the skills of Tanzanian workers and specialize people who are the managers of tomorrow in the country. And on that, I would like also to recall the many opportunities that the European Union is offering for skills development, such as its master programs and its Erasmus program. Secondly, the importance of the digital technology. This is quite evident even if you walk in the street of any city of Tanzania, the fact that we have a G4 network nearly everywhere, and this is a sector which is developing very fast and which is essential for investments. And clearly the subject of energy and infrastructure, and I think this has been quite widely discussed during these days. Now we need to follow up on that. We need to follow up, and in order to do that properly, we need to have a strong private-public dialogue and consultation on the future of investments and of the situation for economic activities. Secondly, we will think about sectorial business meetings to follow up on this one and see how the business is developing in the different sectors. Then there is a task for the government, for the local authorities, which is to continue to work on the improvement on the legal and administrative framework for investments in order to make it clear, transparent, and welcoming for all economic operators. And finally, there is the role of the European Union, of the bank, of the European Investment Bank, of the member states of the European Union. Everybody, we call them Team Europe. And our role is the one of facilitators and support of the policies of the government in order to improve the support, the enabling environment for economic activities. So I think this is a brief summary of these very interesting days of discussion. And my last words are to really warmly thank the teams of the Tanzanian government and the team of the European Union delegation for the incredible work that they have done in order to make this business forum possible. Thank you very much for your attention.
Your Excellency, President of Zanzibar and the Chairman of the Revolutionary Council, allow me to invite Honorable Mudrik Solaga, Minister for State, President Office, Labor, Economic Affairs and Investment, for a brief address and later on to welcome you for your speech. Honorable Minister, you are welcome.
Your Excellency, Dr. Hussein Ali Mwinyi, the President of Zanzibar and Chairman of the Revolutionary Council, Honorable Dr. Ashatu Kijaji, Minister for Investment, Trade and Industry of the United Republic of Tanzania, His Excellency Ambassador Manfredo Fanti, Ambassador of EU to Tanzania, Honorable Ministers and Deputy Ministers present, permanent secretaries and deputy permanent secretaries. I would like to recognize the presence of Honorable Mariam Ditopile, Vice Chairperson of the Parliamentary Committee for Agriculture, Industry and Trade, who is accompanied with Honorable Deo Mwanyika and Honorable Mungungusi. Permanent secretaries and deputy permanent secretaries present here today, members of the business community from both the EU and Tanzania, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon. On the outset, I would like to thank God for allowing us to gather at this very auspicious occasion, for without him, none of this would be possible. But secondly, I would like to take this opportunity to thank the Honorable Minister, Dr. Ashatu Kijaji, for the invitation that was afforded to me and this rare opportunity that I've been given to welcome our guest of honor for the official closing of the EU-Tanzania Business Forum. This business forum was long overdue, taking into consideration of the historical, political, and economic relationships that have existed between Tanzania and European countries over the years. Your Excellency, I'm not known for making long speeches, and I'm not about to change that narrative here today. And I know a lot of these people are eager to listen to your remarks. It's Friday. We've had a long 2 days of deliberations. I'm pretty sure everyone is ready to just get out and begin the weekend. So I'm not going to take too much of your time. I just want to thank a few stakeholders, after which I will allow you to continue with the program. To begin with, I would like to take this opportunity to thank the organizers, the European Union, investors who have traveled all the way from the EU to come to Tanzania. We thank you for honoring us, and we look forward to continue to working with you further in order to advance the development agenda of our country and advance the investment agenda that we have. I'd like to thank members of the diplomatic community and all of those who are representing their countries from the EU here in Tanzania, for without you, none of this also would be possible, without the trust that your countries have placed in you and that you have placed in us. I want to thank the business community, both from the EU and Tanzania, for showing up in great numbers, those who are present here, but those who participated online from various parts of the world. Your Excellency, I want to take this opportunity also to thank you personally for your leadership, for your guidance and your vision, and for continuing to allow us your assistance to be able to undertake the tasks that you have entrusted us to advance the investment agenda. And I want to take this opportunity to continue promising you that we will do this task diligently, honestly, and as transparent as possible for the mutual benefit of our countries. I also want to take this opportunity to invite our guests to Zanzibar, where on the 11th of March, we're expecting to officially open our single window electronic system, as well as our investment guideline. So all of you are welcome to the islands. Like I said yesterday and throughout the deliberations, that Zanzibar is open for business, that Zanzibar is fresh, Zanzibar is dynamic, and we are really looking forward to seeing this movement being translated on the islands. Without further ado, Your Excellency, with great honor, now I would like to invite you to officiate the closing of this ceremony. Asante sana.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister Modric Solaga. Your Excellency, President, you are welcome.
Honorable Dr. Ashatu Kijaji, Minister for Investment, Industry and Trade, Honorable Modric Soraga, Minister of State, President's Office, Economy, Labor and Investment, Honorable Omar Shaban, Minister for Trade and Industrial Development, Zanzibar, Permanent Secretaries here present, Your Excellency Manfredo Fanti, Ambassador of the European Union to the United Republic of Tanzania and East African Community, Vice President of European Investment Bank, Director of Sustainable Finance, EU Commission, ambassadors and members of the diplomatic corps, business community representatives from Tanzania, and those from the EU, members of the media, distinguished invited guests, ladies and gentlemen. I'm honored to be given this opportunity to officiate in the closing ceremony of the EU-Tanzania Business and Investment Forum. The government of Tanzania, under the leadership of Her Excellency Dr. Samia Suluhu Hassan, the President of the United Republic of Tanzania, is highly committed to creating a competitive business and investment climate for private sector development. We welcome this forum and others like it as they provide important platforms to explore opportunities for mutual benefit. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I recognize our strong and fruitful partnership with the European Union. Tanzania and the EU share a long-standing history of diplomatic and economic ties, which presents a wealth of business opportunities for both sides. The EU has consistently been one of the top investors in Tanzania, and I believe that this forum serves to deepen and strengthen those critical ties. This is fully in line with the government of Tanzania's commitment to promoting sustainable economic growth through increased trade and investment. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the government and the people of Tanzania, I would like to express my sincere gratitude to all the European and Tanzanian delegates who have attended this business forum. We are greatly encouraged by the keen interest shown by several EU companies in establishing their production base here in Tanzania. Such initiatives will promote value addition, skill and technology transfer, and foster strong partnerships between Tanzania and the EU. Our vision is to promote a vibrant private sector that significantly contributes to the economic and social development of Tanzania. Our mission is to transform the private sector through an improved business environment and empowerment to achieve the goal of inclusive and broad-based middle-income economy by 2025. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, our government is committed to promoting investment. Our goal is to attract more EU investors to Tanzania. We greatly appreciate the European Union's assistance in this regard, including their generous grant of 23 million euros. This grant will support the implementation of the Investment and Business Environment Improvement Program known as Blueprint, and it will also improve the regulatory function of the Tanzania Bureau of Standards. This will ensure that our locally produced products meet international quality standards, facilitating their access to global markets, including the EU. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I want to bring to your attention the various untapped investment opportunities in Tanzania, which are being promoted by our investment promotion agencies, including Tanzania Investment Center, Zanzibar Investment Promotion Authority, and Export Processing Zones Authority. These opportunities include sectors such as agriculture, the blue economy, renewable energy, manufacturing, mining, oil and gas, construction, transport and logistics, and financial services. As you may have seen, Tanzania is rich in natural beauty, cultural heritage, and untapped investment opportunities. From the pristine beaches of Zanzibar to the vast wilderness of Serengeti, Tanzania offers a unique and unrivaled experience. I encourage you all to explore and experience the various attractions Tanzania has to offer. Furthermore, please consider Tanzania your preferred investment destination, given its conducive business environment and untapped investment opportunities. The government has put investment at the forefront of its agenda and is committed to creating a competitive business and investment climate for private sector development. Through partnerships and collaborations, we can transform the private sector to achieve the goal of an inclusive and broad-based middle-income economy come 2025. Once again, thank you for your participation, and we look forward to hosting you again soon in Tanzania. It is now my honor to declare that the EU-Tanzania Business and Investment Forum is now officially closed. I thank you all for your attention.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency, guest of honor. We thank you very much for your closing remarks. And we are kindly allow you to proceed with the scheduled program. We ask the pleasure of the two ministers and the ambassadors to lead Your Excellency for the next scheduled program. Brass band.
Na mtazamaji wa TBC1 ni rais wa Zanzibar na mwenyekiti wa Baraza la Mapinduzi Dr. Hussein Ali Mwinyi akiondoka katika ukumbi huu wa kimataifa wa mikutano wa Julius Nyerere, ikiwa ni kufungwa rasmi kwa kongamano la kibiashara kati ya wafanyabiashara na wawekezaji kutoka Umoja wa Ulaya na Tanzania, ambalo limefunguliwa jana na makamu wa rais Dr. Philip Mpango, na leo Dr. Hussein Ali Mwinyi amelifunga rasmi, ikiwa imeshatengenezwa historia ya kongamano la kwanza la wafanyabiashara kati ya Umoja wa Ulaya na Tanzania. Kwa hiyo hii ndio imekuja namba moja. Tutegemee kila baada ya mwaka kutakuwa na la pili, la tatu, pengine itafika 60 huko na kuendelea, ambapo kikubwa ambacho Dr. Hussein Mwinyi amewasisitiza hawa wahudhuriaji ambao ni zaidi ya 700 hivi sasa, ni kukaribia Tanzania kote bara pamoja na visiwani kwa ajili ya kuwekeza. Kama ambavyo mtazamaji wa TBC1 tumemsikia balozi wa Umoja wa Ulaya nchini Tanzania pamoja na Jumuiya ya Afrika Mashariki, amebainisha kabisa kwamba mazingira ya kisiasa kisiasa kwa hivi sasa Tanzania yanafurahisha na yanawakaribisha wawekezaji, lakini akasema kwamba miundombinu kwa ajili ya uwekezaji ipo, wakati anazungumza na wawekezaji wengine kutoka Umoja wa Ulaya, ambapo amesema Tanzania kuna umeme wa kutosha, na kama ambavyo sasa hivi tuna mradi mkubwa wa bwawa la Mwalimu Julius Nyerere, uhakika utazidi zaidi, ambapo pia hizo megawati 2115 zitasaidia pia kuuza nje. Akasema kwenye swala zima la maji yapo ya kutosheleza, lakini akasema kwenye swala la teknolojia Tanzania, teknolojia ya mawasiliano nayo iko vizuri. Akatamka kabisa swala zima la 4G, lakini Tanzania tayari tumeshaingia kwenye 5G, kwa mambo kama hayo. Kwa wao wenyewe wamebainisha kwamba mazingira ya uwekezaji Tanzania ni mazuri, jambo ambalo sasa Rais wa Zanzibar Dr. Hussein Mwinyi akawakaribisha kuja kuwekeza hasa kwenye sekta ya utalii, ambayo ndio sekta mama au ndio uchumi wa Zanzibar. Unavyosema swala zima la utalii, akasema kuna maeneo mengi ya kuwekeza kwenye bichi, fukwe hizo na mambo mengine kama hayo, lakini wakiwa wanatekeleza sera ya uchumi wa blue. Kwa hiyo wawekezaji hawa ambao ni wa kimataifa kutoka nchi 27 za Umoja wa Ulaya wamekaribishwa Zanzibar, wamekaribishwa Tanzania bara kwa ajili ya uwekezaji. Miongoni mwa mambo muhimu ambayo tumeyashuhudia jana pamoja na leo ni utilianaji saini wa makubaliano mbalimbali, ambapo leo tumeshuhudia benki za Kitanzania zikipewa fedha kwa ajili ya kuwakopesha wajasiriamali pamoja na wawekezaji wengine wa sekta binafsi, jambo ambalo ni habari njema kwa wale ambao ni wajasiriamali. Hasa tumeona vipaumbele kwa wanawake pamoja na vijana. Nayo ndio makubwa ambayo yamejiri, mtazamaji wa TBC1. Lakini jana tumeona serikali ya Ufaransa pamoja na serikali ya Tanzania kitiliana saini kwa ajili ya mashirikiano kwenye sekta ya anga, kwamba tutatarajia ndege